You know the feeling. You have built a peaceful life. The chaos is gone. The drama has subsided. You have your coffee in the morning. You have your quiet evenings. It is the stability you always asked for. But then, without warning, a gray fog rolls in. It is not sadness, exactly. It is something heavier. It is boredom. It is a sudden, suffocating sense of repetition. You look at your room, your routine, your life, and you think, is this it? Is this all there is? The instinct in this moment is to run. We grab our phones to scroll. We book a flight to a new city. We buy something new. We desperately try to inject excitement into our veins from the outside. We treat our life like a stale room, thinking the only solution is to leave the room. But the ancients knew a secret. If you are bored with your life, the problem is not the room. The problem is your eyes. Changing your location will not cure the boredom of the soul. As the Stoic Seneca said, you take yourself with you wherever you go. Today, we will not talk about escaping your quiet life. We will talk about deepening it. We will discover how to turn boredom into vitality using the wisdom of the four great sages. We will see that the cure for monotony is not novelty. It is awe. Let us begin with Socrates. He would ask you a simple, piercing question. Why has the world ceased to amaze you? Socrates believed that wonder is the beginning of wisdom. Children are never bored because everything is new. A beetle, a shadow, a spoon, everything is a mystery. As adults, we become arrogant. We label things. We say, that is a tree. That is a cup of coffee. That is my spouse. Because we have named them, we think we know them. And because we think we know them, we stop looking at them. We gloss over our own lives. Boredom is the arrogance of believing you have seen it all. Socrates invites you to practice the unknowing. Look at your hand, really look at it. The mechanics, the skin, the pulse, it is a biological miracle. Look at the person you live with. Forget your history with them for a moment. Who is this complex universe sitting across from you? Vitality returns when we realize we are surrounded by mysteries we have barely scratched. The first step to killing boredom is to stop assuming you know your own life. Next, we turn to the Buddha. He understood that we suffer from boredom because we are addicted to the next thing. We wash the dishes to get them done. We drive to get to the destination. We live in a constant state of in-between, waiting for the future. When you are just waiting, the present moment feels like a prison. That is boredom. The Buddha taught the art of mindfulness. He taught that if you go deep enough into the mundane, it becomes sacred. There is a famous Zen story. A student asks the master, "How do I attain enlightenment?" The master says, "Have you eaten your rice porridge?" The student says, "Yes." The master says, "Then go wash your bowl." The miracle is not walking on water. The miracle is washing the bowl. When you feel bored, do not speed up. Slow down. Feel the temperature of the water. Feel the texture of the porcelain. Engage your senses fully. When you give your total attention to a simple act, the act opens up. It becomes a texture, a sound, a sensation. Boredom is a lack of attention. Vitality is the result of total immersion. But how do we sustain this? We turn to Confucius. Confucius saw that without structure, life becomes flat. He taught the power of light ritual. In our modern world, we have routines. A routine is something you do mindlessly to get a result. Brushing your teeth is a routine. Commuting is a routine. Confucius wants us to turn routines into rituals. A ritual is a routine done with reverence and intention. Think of the Japanese tea ceremony. It is just boiling water and mixing powder. If you view it as a chore, it is boring. But if you view it as a ritual, a celebration of harmony, respect, and tranquility, it becomes art. Look at your quiet life. Where can you inject ritual? Don't just pour coffee. Make the preparation of coffee a sacred morning rite. Don't just eat dinner. Set the table. Light a candle. Give thanks. Confucius teaches us that we create meaning by treating ordinary moments with extraordinary respect. Vitality comes when we stop acting like machines and start acting like artists of the everyday. Finally, we hear the voice of Jesus. Sometimes, boredom is a symptom of a smaller world. When our world shrinks down to just me, my needs, my feelings, the air gets stale. We get bored of ourselves. Jesus taught the paradox. He who loses his life will find it. He pointed us toward love and service. If you are bored, it is often because your energy has nowhere to flow. It is stuck in a loop inside you. The cure is to break the dam, look outward. Who needs a call? Who needs a kind word? Who needs your help? Vitality is not something you get. It is something that flows through you when you give. When you engage with the suffering or the needs of another person, boredom vanishes instantly. You are needed. You are active. You are connected. Jesus teaches us that the ultimate cure for the heaviness of self is the lightness of love. So the next time that gray fog of boredom descends upon your quiet afternoon, do not buy a ticket to escape. Stay where you are. But change your eyes. Be Socratic. Look at the familiar until it becomes strange and wonderful again. Be Buddhist. Dive fully into the sensation of the present moment. Be Confucian. Turn your mindless routines into sacred rituals. Be Christ-like. Step out of your own head and serve someone else. Your life is not boring, it is just disguised. Underneath the repetition, there is a symphony playing. You just stopped listening. Tune in. The vitality you seek is already here.